Oh man!
Oh my God, Joe!
Someone will bet.
Hey, Joe! Oh,
I got some holy water in there.
Hey y'all! Hey, welcome to the Coke Podcast.
We're gonna tell y'all about it. Hey, oh my God! Hey man! Oh man! That's a hell of a way. All right, so shout out. Oh, okay, get the bottom, man.
Hey, make sure the boys say on air too.
Oh man. Oh, Joe.
I'm gonna drink this water though.
Shout out to one of our sponsors, 716 Vodka, one of the DMV's local hits right here. This thing smooth, it's real good.
Oh, no. It's alcohol.
It is?
Yeah, I can
okay.
Yeah.
So you know, every now and then we partake, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we're gonna do what we do, especially for this right here. It's a real good, smooth vodka that John hitting, right? It's what you need right here. It ain't too strong. You can take shots of it or chase it, whatever you chase it with. So, you know, we ain't got no chasers in, so we just icing vodka, right? And I get mine. Frank got his. I hit it. I was like, man, that's I ain't had it in a while, but that's smooth as I don't know what, right? I leaned over to Frank. I said, Frank, man, this thing so smooth, tastes like water. Frank looked at me and said, yeah, I know. Man, goddamn it, is that water in that bottle? So we died laughing because we thought we was getting a hit. And we didn't drink it. We thought we drinking water. Now we didn't hit a couple times.
Yeah,
you can taste it
I can taste it now.
But that goes to show you how smooth it is. So like we for a second we thought we was drinking water in here, man. We just had a whole laugh about it.
That was a great plug.
Like,
damn.
Man, so like
wet.
Woo,
Yeah, wetter than water.
Boy, this ain't wetter than water, boy. Like man, we thought somebody watered down the ball already, man. Oh, man.
Somebody put a grandma move.
I'm trying to tell you. That's a fact. So that's real talk. But look, as y'all can see, we back there. We just having a good time catching up. You know what I mean? Fellas, how y'all doing, man?
Great. That was funny, man.
Good.
Look, that's just good, man. I'm in the middle of getting a new house and stuff like that, so we making that.
It's a house fire. I'm gonna move in, nigga. You don't even know it yet. That you showed me that. That John sweet.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so it's all right, man. So we just making that transition, just getting things in place. I ran into a couple hiccups down the road, but you know, God's still providing as always. You know what I'm saying? Providing more than I could even ask for. So yeah, I'm blessed overall.
There you go.
Well,
That's good.
Congratulations, bro.
Life is about location. Each year you got to be in a different location. So that's dope. That's dope.
Let me tweet that out. She ain't over here dropping gems.
Yeah, life's about location.
Let me hit that real quick. Let me go ahead. Because we'll make posts of these later on. You know what I'm saying?
Put that on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Early.
Man, look, because I want to ask y'all some belief questions and some business questions. Some stuff I've been thinking about. So and it's real simple stuff too, just to get into it. But y'all continue, proceed. How y'all
got
feel?
going on, Trey?
Oh man,
DJ.
Plethora of things.
There we
But
go.
I'm definitely feeling good, you know me, and light skin. But just learning like everything, I asked God for, this is what you want.
This is coming.
You know what I'm saying? You can't shy away from it. You just got to go to it.
Mhm. I
Back
feel
with
you.
LT is about your location.
There we go.
If you ain't in the location to be successful or to be blessed, you gotta change your address.
That's the truth.
That's
That's
right.
the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth.
I'm doing good too. I want to back up what you were saying. I'm editing this podcast for another podcast that's on the Underground Lab, and the guy on the podcast was saying, "Look, in life, we often ask for opportunities, and then we get the opportunities, and they all of a sudden become more of a chore into us." Nah, they aren't chores. They're still opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So I've done the exact same thing, prayed and worked to get certain opportunities. And I had to really check myself and say, Slim, this is still a great opportunity. You need to go ahead and go 110% because this doesn't come to everyone. Yeah. So yeah, man. But life's been good. Selling the book, enjoying talking about the book. Just did a brand shoot yesterday. Thanks to the wife. She said, look, don't go out there telling people you just took some pictures. This is a brand shoot. Said, a brand shoot. That's okay, yeah. So that was fun. My whole family got to take part in it. My 2 sons, my little girl was at dance class, but I got her. And then the wife also did a brand shoot too, because this was her first full year, a full entrepreneur on her own and kicking ass. Shout out to Pop. Y'all go check it out. I'll be promoting it even more. So God's been good, brothers.
That's what's up, dude. So Toya ain't working for nobody no more?
Man, all on her own. She eating in the street, brother. She's eating in the street. When I tell you eating in the street is not a game, it's not a game, and it's not for the light of heart. It's not for the light of heart. I mean, there are some nights where we up and we ain't up necessarily working, but we up politicking, we up crying together, we up praying together, we up trying to strategize. You cannot be a hoe and want to get into eating in the street, you know. So but I do recommend it though. If you ever get a chance, don't live life with regrets. If you ever get a chance, go eat in the street, because you may end up enjoying it. I mean, being your own boss, being independent, it may be your game.
I think people gotta understand. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like y'all said, though, it ain't for the fake. You know? Like, I think people think, oh, I'm gonna start my own business because I don't want to get up early no more. No, that is the exact opposite. You don't have no bedtime and you don't have no wake up time. You need to go, like, especially start from the ground up.
Yeah, for sure.
That was my issue at first, man. That first transition into it, I thought it was gonna be sweet, and then I realized, man, now, like, because you got to think about it. Like, when you got the job and you solely dependent on the job, your life is pretty much structured at that point. You know, it's laid out for you. You just got to be here at this time. When it's not like that, you got to create the structure now. That's what makes it even more harder. You got to create everything from the ground up. It's no system in place. You got to create the system. If it don't work, that's on you. You got to go back into the lab and figure it out, or you got to go quit
and figure it out. And a lot of people don't understand how demanding the lifestyle is. You know, when you actually have to go and work for an individual, it may be demanding, but when you have to work for yourself, it's even more demand on you, on your family, on everything. It's just, you got to show up. You know, and your spouses and your family, they have to you want them to understand it, but also I will say that you want to go into it with a plan with your family too. So there should be a discussion. Sometimes there should be even some counseling done before, just like you do marital counseling. I mean, if you about to take this step out, you might want to do that. I was listening to the TD Jakes one time talk about when he, I think he was a blue collar worker, and when he decided to say, okay, look, he was already a preacher, but he was still working. He told his wife, look, we're gonna move down to Dallas. And she was like, what? And I mean, and you hear that not only from preachers, but from a bunch of entrepreneurs. Look, we're gonna make this move. This has to happen. It just so happened that his wife was not always on board, but she had enough faith in him and in God to say, okay, you know what, let's do that. But too often those aren't the normals. The norm is, look, we need a Dr. E in the house to really kind of talk about that level of the game, because we're about to go here. So
and then there's always, you're gonna struggle without structure. You know what I'm saying? So it's the reason why when you work for someone, they have all the times mapped out. There's a reason why there's HR. There's a reason why there's a mission statement. There's policies in place. And if you an entrepreneur, you gotta have the same thing. I gotta wake up at this time, because otherwise it'll be 1 o'clock. You ain't talk to nobody
at all. And then it goes from being a business to really just a hobby. Are you making any money? Are you solving any problems? A business is there for you to solve problems.
Well, that's good. Hold that though, because I I think I'm interviewing y'all this episode. I think that's the way we're gonna kind of go with this.
Hold on, gentlemen. I need to give me. I want to give.
Go ahead, get that. So before we get into all that, y'all see how I'm doing along the way. I want to get into, like I said, I want to get into business. I want to get into faith. You know what I'm saying? I want to get into the entrepreneurship. I want to ask y'all some questions because me personally, I never wanted, and I still don't think I want my own business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I tell Tim all the time, I don't mind being Pippen. I don't mind being a number 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I know my qualities as a leader. I know my qualities to be able to affect people and direct and guide. So like I tell Tim, if Tim got a corporation set up and he got all these guidelines in place, I'm gonna make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to be within their guidelines. But I know myself as a leader and a manager that people will do for me because of the type of person that I am, and that I'm not one that's scared. We all seen the little different memes or whatever, or the pictures where you got the leader that's sitting on top of the throne cracking the whip, and then you got the one that's down there with the folks. That's me, you know what I'm saying? So I get the respect from people, and that's how I give respect to my management. I real talk, I respect you because that's the title you got, because however you got it, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of my full respect of what you could, will I do anything for you if you ask me? Nah, because I ain't never seen you do what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that where I'm at, like people come from where I'm at. So it's real. So I wanted to get into it. So let's knock these segments out and then let's get into the real stuff. We know Shane got rolled out at a certain time. So let's get to it. LT, you got any cash talk for us today, baby?
All right, cool. Let's get into it.
Well, what you got?
So speaking of being a leader, right? I had a tough time with being a leader. Just an aspect of being a leader because I felt like I was trying to force people to be greater. I'm not the salesy type. I'm not trying to get you to do what I do or none of that. But once you get on my team, once you say that you make the decision that I want this, Tim, all right, train me or whatever. I felt like I was in a place where I was like pressing people, trying to press the greatness out of people, right? And then one thing that kind of made the difference for me was this philosophy called be, do, have. Mm-hmm. Right. It just says be, you got to become something, right? You got to become something greater. You got to be something in order to be able to do something, right? So you can have something, right? So the issue that I was trying to do was I was trying to make somebody be more, right? I was trying to make somebody be more, right? And that's not necessarily something that you can do. You can't make anybody be more, right? And that was the biggest issue, was the B part. I don't even have to explain the do part because it all falls in place. But the thing was, I realized that as a leader, your job is not to make somebody be something. Your job is to inspire them to aspire to be more, right? Because if you be a little more, you can do a little more. If you do a little more, you can have a little more, right? Because that's the end goal. I want everybody to have a little more. I let everybody to have a lot more, right? But at the end of the day, my approach to doing it was a little was a little too pressing, right? So one thing that I definitely learned was to continue to be more myself, right? I gotta be more myself, and I gotta show that I'm being more myself. I gotta show up to my team, not just showing up when it's time for me to do the call or when it's time for me to start trading in the room with them. When it's time for me to start trading in a room with them or anything like that, or putting them onto a new crypto or a new investment play or anything like that. But I got to show them the work that I'm doing. So what I started doing was having like training sessions where I'm showing them how I train, where I'm showing them exactly what I'm doing, not just showing up and doing the show, you know what I'm saying? But actually showing them how I train, actually getting in the trenches with them on that level so that they can show, so that they not only they see what it's like to be more, but they also, it also allows me to weed out who's who and who's not, right? You know what I'm saying? Because once they see what I'm actually doing, how I actually got to where I am, and how I'm actually getting to where I'm going, it's like once you see this, it's like, all right, cool. You got two options. Either you're gonna step up to the plate and match this energy right here, or you going forward. Right. So it allowed me to do those two things, and it allowed me to work with my group got smaller, but my group got stronger. right? So that would probably be my biggest thing. Inspire people to be more.
Yeah, and see, because the biggest thing when you start now, you showing them the whole process. You weed them out, and not necessarily in the sense of getting rid of people. You weed them out in the sense of seeing what people's strengths is. Because you might see some people might see how you put your trainers together and be like, oh, that's my thing right there.
Yeah.
So they might fit as a trainer within your business. Then you got the people that see and like see how you recruit people.
Right.
Oh, that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? So people will start understanding. All right, I ain't got to do everything that LT do, and then you'll see the ones you got your one or two that want to actually duplicate you in your fullness, and then you got the other ones that they just want to do this, or they just want to do that.
You know what? That's literally how I formed the team that I have now. So I have a like an inner circle team of 5 people, and it's funny because God gave me those 5 people. It happened so fast. I had to go write it down before I forgot because I was in the middle of calling a couple guys that I knew that I wanted to work with, but 2 of them didn't. Well, one of them didn't answer, and in the middle of me calling, I saw a list of names in my head. So I went to go write down the list of names, and then after I looked at the names, I wrote down everybody's strength because I knew what they all was, and it just so happened that everybody's strength was different. Like one person marketing, one person like NFTs and metaverse stuff. One person like got a different style of trading. One person is good at getting people started. Then you got me doing what I do with the, putting people onto different investment plays and trading the style that I trade. So I looked at that whole list. I was like, Jesus, like this is crazy. So then I was like, all right, cool. I said, all right, God, how you want me to do this now? So I saw after that, I saw that same list in the group message. So I made a group message and sent it in the group, and I didn't say nothing else.
Yeah, because think about what you building along the way. If you got 5 yous, like 5 people that's exactly like you, that's what we call too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, well, if you so much like me, go do yours over there. Then like, because I can't function, I can't do what I'm doing over here if I got to constantly bump heads with you. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have it is levels to this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody need to be in their place, and that's dope.
And being the coach, like that's why they had training camp. They find out who's the receivers, who's the tight end, who should be on the line. Like nobody in the team has to play all positions.
Exactly.
That's funny. Like, and the thing is, your coaches and your trainers and stuff like that. We gonna stick with that. They'll see something in you and they want to put you in a spot. Like when I play football, naturally I want to either be a running back or I want to be a receiver. Man, they made me a center. Okay, the heaviest and biggest I've ever been, maybe like 185. And this was like middle school time, so I was more heavy set. Somebody center. Man, I gotta be the center. Like, what you mean? Like, I got speed to keep up.
To do that.
Yeah, I got speed. That's don't nobody get no love from the center. Like, you don't never see that. So I'm like, man, what? So, but I played the position. Of course, I'm gonna play the position. That's what was given to me. You know what I'm saying? I played my part. And in hindsight, think about it now, I see where they seen something because even though I was smaller than most of the centers in our league or our division or our weight class at that time, I was just as strong as some of the bigger guys. And that's somehow they seen that and they was able to see that, like, with my strength and my size, I'm able to put the guys down and get to the next block, to the next block and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was wild. And as I developed as a center, then they was like, all right, you want to move to, you want to play some defense now. Yes, I do want to play defense. Like, if I got to be online, let me bust somebody up. You know what I'm saying? Let me lay it down. And of course, they seen that eventually through just wanting to put me in that position, watching me in practice and things like that. So like, the people that, like, even though we might not like it at all times, they gonna move you around. That's just like who I'm thinking about. Completely lost it. What's Cowboys' number 1 cornerback right now?
Oh, Diggs.
Diggs, right? I don't know why I could not think his name. He was a receiver, and they seen him like, I think you would be better in this position. And of course, he ain't want to get with it at first, but his brother told him, like, look, you don't know better than they know better. Like, you need to get with it. This is what you follow the program. Right. And now look what he did. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did in this season. So trust the people that's above. Like, you don't know, we don't know everything. Trust the people that's above you, have come before you. They see something that we don't see, that we can't acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't even think is a potential. And they're gonna place you in the right place. And now
I will say this. I will say that you can't convince the unwilling.
Exactly.
Also, so don't try, because what you're doing is you are beating your head up against a brick wall. If a person has shown you, or at least told you, that they're unwilling to be what you need them to be,
it was tiring. That was tiring.
That will make you so uninspired to move forward.
My energy is a whole lot different now that I've stopped doing that, because, like I said, like I can't want nothing more than you want it. You know what I'm saying? I can't want it for you.
Yeah.
You gotta want it. You gotta believe it for yourself. I can sit here and tell you I've lost tens of thousands of dollars before I ever had my first 4-figure day. I'll tell you that. Like I've lost so much money in this trading game. Yes, I have. But that was the only way that I could get to where I am now. Are you willing to do that?
Yeah. It is a numbers game, but it's also in technique. And one of my favorite sayings from Bobby Glanton Smith is you can't lead people if you can't feed people. And I'm not talking about feeding them just with food per se, but just inspiring, just letting them see your work ethic, things of that nature. So that's very important when it comes to building your team and putting people in, and also in leadership.
Well, Money Pussy Pimpin' Mike said you can lead a hold of water, but you can't make them drink. You know what I'm saying? So in the nutshell, for everybody that wasn't sure, follow the. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's at. That's exactly what we was going with that. You know what I'm saying? DJ Shay, what's new in these streets, baby?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, man.
All right.
Dramatic pause.
We normally have a little music.
Dramatic nigga was like, is he having a stroke?
I wasn't coming right on time.
My man spoon.
My man glitching.
All right. New Heat. Yo Gotti dropped the album Free Game. It's actually a double album. So if you want that street music, it's definitely your bop right there.
Okay.
You got your Pyrex, you're throwing 2 ice cubes in it. This is your lane right here. Pusha T dropped the single Diet Coke. Join this fire. So I think he has an album coming out, but he definitely heating up the streets with that joint. Of course, it's produced by Kanye. Yeah. And when they did the video for it, they kind of redid Flavor in Your Ear remix with the black and white sitting on the couch and everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I still think I'm drinking water, man.
I know. Yeah.
It's not water. I taste alcohol.
I keep getting that water, like that water.
Still feel like I'm drinking. But I feel it though.
Oh no, you will. But it's just like, damn,
it's smooth. It's smooth.
That's cool.
And plus, we got a couple ice cubes.
Am I alcoholic? Because I don't taste.
No, it's
there.
That too, man.
All right, okay.
Speaking of smooth flow, Currency dropped the album. It's a joint album with Alchemist.
Okay.
It's called Continuance. It has Styles P on there. Havoc is on there. So if you rock with Currency, it stay in his lane.
Okay.
Now Smooth, my man Big Crit dropped the album.
Yes, sir.
Digital Roses Don't Die.
Yes, sir.
This joint is a vibe.
Yes, sir.
That's
my man. That's one of my favorite rappers.
And if you, I don't even want to give you like what his vibe is on there. Put it like this. I always call Big Crit like Andre 3000 Jr. Because he sing, he flow and all that. This is the album we would have got if Andre 3000 would have did the album.
Okay.
Big Crit for me is like so I put it like this, like Kendrick, right? He got LA, he got the West. J. Cole got the East. The North, you could say Drake. The South for me, Big Crit.
His draw.
He came up with them niggas too. He came up in that same class, that class of 09, 08. He came up with them.
That's what's up.
Yes, I don't know what happened, but he one of my favorite.
And it even give you like, because Outkast was produced by Organized Noise, so it even give you that vibe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Press play.
Let it ride.
I put some gym work into that.
Yeah.
You can do a little gym work, But
I don't necessarily. I don't listen to gym music as like people need like bangers. I don't be listening. I don't rock. I don't just
good
like
music.
Yeah, I just need good music. Something I can just go
press
to.
play on the intro.
Yeah.
And the whole joint just flow.
Like I don't want to have to skip a song or nothing like that. That's how I set like my playlist for my workouts. That's how I set them up. So no matter what way it's shuffled, I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that. You know what I'm saying?
I pick one song.
And that too.
I pick one song. I let it roll the whole.
I do that too. I do that too.
Yeah.
I definitely do that too.
Listen to Big Crit, Digital Roses, Don't Die.
My
Smooth
God.
as ever.
All right, now you got to talk about Mary, man.
Oh,
Mary J.
Yeah.
Oh, from the halftime show.
No, her album. She dropped the album too.
Yeah, Mary J did
Come
drop
on
the
now.
album.
You know we skip a week.
My bad. Yeah, the Mary J album is fire. That joint is fire. Like she and I like how she brought in like the new sound with a couple of the new artists featured on there. Like Mary J brings out her lane.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, paying Mary J makes good music.
Hell yeah.
She just going from the divorce and paying alimony and all that. My joint is Rent Due with Dave East.
Okay.
Because of course she had to pay old boy alimony.
Yeah.
You know, we don't hear that all the time. Reverse.
Go old boy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you, man. Go old boy.
He a sleaze bag. So no, fuck him. He a sleaze bag. He did Murray Dirt.
Yeah.
He had like a baby on.
Man. We here at the Underground Lab, the Root Cause, do not support that dude. And Frank was just talking because it sound good, so don't worry.
Opportunity is there. Go boy.
He's a dirtbag. If he could be some brake pads, he'd be some brake pads.
Hey, so what y'all think about Mary on Power though?
She's okay.
She what I expected her to be. You know what I'm saying? Like she did a couple of little movie roles. Well, not movie roles, but other shows. You know, to lead up to this point. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like she doing what we expect her to do. I guess it ain't too much. She ain't about to win no Grammy or nothing. I mean, I might be saying the wrong award, the Oscar. She ain't gonna win one of them. But you know what I'm saying? She doing exactly what we expect her to do. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's like her role. She's not meant to smile at all. Like I've not seen her crack a smile. And
does she got a reason to smile?
Shit,
that's that dinner scene.
No, my God. Hey, listen. I didn't lie. You lied. Hey, man, that's the best thing ever. So I'm sorry, you can't get no better.
What's my man? Zeke. He even died stupid.
Hey, oh my God. There ain't no hole in me. It's his new song. There ain't no.
Hey, oh my God.
Is that him? Is he a singer?
He's the Bama.
He a Bama.
He might be the Bama of the year.
He a Bama.
That ain't my birthday.
Hey, Joe, he a Bama. Joe.
What nigga say that ain't my birthday?
Hey, Joe.
Ain't the day I was gonna say that ain't the day I was gonna ain't my birthday.
It's the wrong year.
And my wife swear he looked like Russell. Was it Russell Wilson? Westbrook. Yeah.
Damn. They gotta do Westbrook like
that. I know, man. I'm like, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. And I guess the goofier he is. Listen, like, oh, come on, man.
Listen.
He looked like I don't know. That's all he looked like. I don't know.
Why am I here? Huh?
That joke was wild. Man. That's the best. Hey, Joe, that
joke even died like a bad.
Hey, but big ups to you, brother, man. We hope you get more roles and you get better.
Stupid. Stay stupid.
Go ahead, 50.
Keep that. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm about to say keep acting, but I don't know. I couldn't even listen to that song.
I laugh at the parts of the show that probably ain't meant to be funny. I was dying. Well, two parts I was dying laughing. Remember when Method Man was arguing with Curry, and she was like, "You don't have a decent bone in your body." He said, "It ain't a bone. It ain't been in your body."
She was like the Tariq, but not killing people. Like she hit everybody but Tariq.
She was going in,
man. And
I thought everything was sexual about her. I thought she was about to smash one of the good. Just even
how she presented herself for everything. Though,
light skin Keisha, and she looked
good. She looked good. But then the other part that was funny is when old boy had shot Zeke, and he was like, "Where you was at?" And Murray was like, "Oh, I killed such a." He was like, "Oh," and he realized that it was
like,
Zeke.
Hey,
he did the homosexual.
Yeah, he did.
I was dying. Like,
Next season gonna be where it's at. It's gonna be something different to see right there, Joe.
You got any more music, babe?
no, that's it on the music tip.
For sure.
I've been watching this show called Matrimony, and it's a wild show. It's on the all black channel. Don't mean to promote all black. Watch the Underground Lab Network, but Matrimony is about couples that are going through issues on divorce or breakup, and so they see this pamphlet, and it says, "Look, come for couples counseling." What happens is they go on virtual couples counseling.
That's a real Joan. It's not just a made up show. It's like it's real couples, right? Ain't it real couples?
Nah, this is a series. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everybody from your favorite Tyler Perry shows.
Okay, because it's a real Joan. Like nephew Tommy, I think he actually hosts. It's a real one.
Oh yeah, he does. He had one in DC.
Yeah.
And all these couples have a problem, and so they go and they see the counselor, but the counselor, you can't see the counselor. He has a blacked out screen, and you participate in this program, but they do a wife swap of you swap your wives and husbands. So if you in DC, you go to Cali, but they match you up based off of the problem that you're having with your spouse. So if me and you both having problems with our spouses and we own businesses and we work with our wives,
they swap.
I'm gonna get yours, you gonna get mine, right? And Slim and some of the spouses make a promise not to sleep with the other person and all that. Promises get broke. But this the wild shit. The wild shit is they send them on these missions for simple shit. Like, hey, we need you guys to go to the grocery store to go pick up some food for y'all house, right? But what they'll do is they'll send so they may send you and Toya to go pick up food for the house, right? But then they'll send Kim on a mission to go to the same store, but she parked inside the parking lot. All she sees is you coming out the store with Toy. She trying to get out the car to yell at you, but she can't get out the car because they done locked the car down. And so it tests their emotional thought process and see how people fail, and they can't tell the other spouse when they get back home. The shit, wow. I'm still trying to go through it, but check it out. It's Matrimony, man. All black, man.
I was watching it. Wife got me watching this Joan. It's on Netflix, I think. Love is Blind.
Love is Blind.
So they
is that the one in Brazil?
I don't know where they at.
I was watching one in Brazil.
I'm not sure.
Like they speak in Spanish, but she watching with the voiceover.
Oh no, that's
so
not
it's like
this
a dating show. But
yeah, so this Joan, what they did was they picked some people, and it starts out with these pods. The females are in these pods, and the dudes go to these different pods. They don't see each other at all, and they spend all of this time just getting to know each other, and they never see each other. And then at a certain point, the guys decide like one of these chicks that they will propose to. This thing goes from that to marriage. That's how it goes. So they propose to them or whatever, and then if they say yes, they bring them together at the end of the little pod section, and they finally see each other, meet each other, right? And then they send them to somewhere to kind of do like a honeymoon thing. Then they meet back up with the other couples, and then they put them in a situation where they move in together, right? And then they going through it or whatever. And it's interesting to see because you talking about, to me, every time I watch it, I just think of arranged marriages. That's how I think of it. But you talking about you skip the dating phase and none of that stuff. You don't get to know the person like that. You get to a point where now you engaged, and you learning these things about these individuals. And the couples is wild. There's a couple on there where dude picked one chick. She said no, that bust them all up. So he went with his second string. Second string was like, but you went with the other chick, and now you here. But second string ended up saying yes. So now she already had trust issues. Now she got even more trust issues with it. It's wild, bro. Like you got one jump that I be watching. It's an introvert and an extrovert couple, right? And the chick is all the way introverted. My man, white boy, he extroverted like hell. He turns up, right? And she's like, I'm just not like that. I said, this is the type of stuff you learn when you dating somebody, and then you learn how to manage, because that's how me and Kim are. I'm the extrovert and she the introvert, you know what I'm saying? So like the biggest thing is just understanding. Like I am this way, you that way. I'm not trying to change you, and you ain't trying to change me. And that's how we function. You accept it. So it's wild watching that, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I know Tim like, man, I don't know nothing y'all talking about. I was looking at the charts. I ain't gonna lie. I be when we talk stuff like this, I'm like, man, Tim over there, like, man, they ain't watching nothing. Like Tim on his CEO big moves. We talking about some bullshit ass shows. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at these properties.
Hey,
That's the show. I'm looking at these properties.
Yeah, Joe.
I'm looking at them charts. I'm looking at this crypto. That's all I'm looking at. I don't know nothing.
I see it on, but I never partake in it.
Yeah.
I just be like, what the hell is she watching?
Mine.
And then when I go in the bedroom, she knocked out sleep. I'm turning that. I'm like, what in the hell is you? You know? Oh my god!
Every now and again, I might watch a show. I did like Ozark.
Got you.
And the startup. That was another one.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for
that wasn't too far away.
Yeah, but other than that, man.
My wife, she was Ready to Love.
That's the joint that you just talking about. Tommy.
Yeah. They watch all that stuff.
I just leave them room. You do your drugs,
So the credit score going to drop when you finish watching.
It's what it is. It's definitely what it is. So look, let's get into why I got y'all. Like, let me tell y'all where I'm at. Right, real talk. I'm in a space of nothing, kind of. Like, I don't have, like, for example, the drive that I had when I discovered speaking. I don't have that no more. And it's a couple of different reasons why that slowly fizzed out. But it's there, you know what I'm saying? It's just my push to do it is not like where you seen the videos consistently, that like it's like, because I know where I fizzed out with that, because doing that type of thing by yourself without somebody behind you to help you out with it, come up with content and all these other things, like it will definitely burn you out, you know what I'm saying? And I just haven't been able to. I ain't been even with the podcast. I talked about that a while ago. I got it's set up. It just ain't nothing on there because I haven't recorded anything. Ain't nothing. Like, the biggest thing that I've actually been interested in, because it's in myself, was just the working out part and making that TikTok and just putting all that journey on there. You see what I'm saying? But so in that space right there, I guess you could say the purpose space, probably, if you want to call that. I died down a lot in that, but I always think about it. I'll never not stop thinking about it. And then I'm in the space of I'm always thinking about the next move for myself and the family in order to, you know, create wealth and all these different things. And Tim talks to me about that type of stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? You got my mother on one hand talking about, we need to let's do this and let's put our money in this money market thing. And then I got Tim over here like, nah, do this, do that, or even something me and Tim talked about. Then I see like I learned how, like, savings accounts and all that. This bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. And then my other space is not necessarily. I miss going to church. I was watching church online because of a Sunday that I missed, and this become the new norm now because of it. Now, granted, we about to get back to it because things about to start really opening back up. But so I'm not watching Sunday service like I was, because I'm tired of I want like, I had some great worship services by myself. I'm talking about breakdown, crying, love it, feel the hand of God in that moment and all of that stuff. But I miss, like I said, you gotta be around like-minded people and the spirit and the fellowship and everything. So I miss that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even be how I was on watching my church services. Like, I might even be watching them throughout the week. I don't be pushing myself that, like, I'm just in this mundane space. It's like, I feel like it's nothing. I feel like nothing. Like, I ain't growing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't being nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's where I'm working in my mind all the time, and the next move and what I need to do and how, whatever. Like, even to say, like, even with the podcast, like, when I'm sitting here next to y'all, like, it's like, you see what they doing, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you bettering yourself or making the situation? But all of these, that's the type of stuff that I'm dealing with. So, like, just going down the line, I think about a couple of things. So first, I want to touch this one. It's a big thing. You always see different people saying, get you an LLC. Okay, I have no desire necessarily to run a business. Now, I've learned a lot of the benefits of having an LLC, right? All right, so if Miguel decided tomorrow to go create an LLC, then what?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I what does it look like to just if a person like me and you see these different benefits and how you can set your kids up with it down the line and all this other stuff, but you don't genuinely have a business. You don't have nothing that's actually producing money, creating money, or nothing like that. What does that look like? So how does that work? You know what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm asking?
Oh
y'all?
yeah, for sure.
So go ahead, go down the line. Go ahead.
So the first thing, you got to focus your focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever see, how we was talking before, it's location.
Mm-hmm.
Location is everything. The same way you ever see when people go to the gym, you see your goofy people who got outfits on, they working out with hats and all this random stuff. But they in the gym all the time, but at the same weight. You know what I'm saying? They're there for different reasons. But you ever see that dude who one has like a notepad with all of his reps written down? He knows what he's doing.
2 jugs of water.
Yeah. So you got to focus your focus. You know what I'm saying? The same structure that you put in working out, even if you got to take time from your family, you know what I'm saying, to get you straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to set certain times where I'm not around my family where I can create in order to create revenue for the family. You know what I'm saying? Because your family can consume you, because you're doing this, you're doing that. What do you need? You feeling everybody else's needs, but yours not being fulfilled. So, like, some people can work out at home, but some people have to go to the gym because they leaving the house. It's only them. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we may, as his husbands, we be like, all right, honey, come on and work out with us. We don't work out the same when our wives are around. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta focus your focus. Even if, set that time to where it could be an hour where I'm gonna write down this, or I'm gonna structure this. You know what I'm saying? The same time that you put in working out, do that when it comes to focusing your focus. You know what I'm saying? Because if your focus is all over the place, it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Then back to what you were saying with the LLC, your family is the business. You know what I'm saying? But speaking back into you are the business. You know what I'm saying? You're speaking, all of that kind of stuff. So once you set up the LLC, which is real simple, basically your LLC is your business social security number.
Yeah.
Look at it the same way that you look at your paycheck. You got federal and you got state. Your EIN number, which is your social security number for your business, once you set up the LLC, that's federal. Now, in order to set up bank accounts and stuff like that for state, that's when you have to get your articles. You know what I'm saying? But that's just for state. You know what I'm saying? And normally the article's about $125. You don't necessarily need the articles. You just need those for when you're setting up bank accounts, taking in money, that kind of stuff.
You want to establish business credit.
Yeah. And so the benefits of having it, Gail Brown or, Brown Enterprises or whatever, you operate your family as a business. Dinner time, that's a luncheon, or a dinner meeting. You know what I'm saying? So the money you spending on groceries,
Your Wi-Fi, your cable, all of that.
Your mortgage, all of that stuff, your rent.
So that's all that all would be considered expenditures within the business.
Yes.
Right off, yeah. And you want to be business broke. A lot of people look at business as egos, like, my business got to make this X amount of money. But remember, that's what you're going to pay on taxes. So you're an employee of your business. You know what I'm saying? Let's say your business in a year makes $100,000. Your salary is $80,000. Your expenditures for your business could be $30,000. As long as you're showing the red, you're not paying no taxes on any money coming in.
Look at Trump. Look at all them guys, all them billionaires.
So don't look at your business as an ego, because remember, you work for your business. So if you're paying yourself out in your business, it's fine if your business is in the red. You know what I'm saying? But keep your business, like Frank said, your business credit straight.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
You pay your taxes on whatever you gain. So if your business take a L, can't take nothing from that.
Right.
But you still got paid because you're an employee.
So how does the business make money?
That's when you come into play.
That's on you, right? So that means whatever skills that you have, like, bro, I know that you got, and you got skills, bro. Like, besides speaking, you draw, you do a bunch of stuff, right? You write, you speak, you write, you draw. That's just 3 things right there. You cook, you do a lot of things, right? Figure out a way, figure out what you want to monetize, what you can monetize, and what you want to monetize, and then put those systems in place. You can do something as simple as Fiverr. You can do something as simple as make as you at the end of a message that you might say that you might have on an Instagram video. Go promote some type of skill where they can click this link in your bio and get this service from you, right? You just got to feel like he said, focus. Figure out exactly what you want to do. Figure out what you can do, and then figure out exactly what you want to do. And then when it comes to like I noticed that you talked about, you hear mommy and me talking about investing in things that stuff is side stuff. This stuff is like this is what you do once you get the money. You know what I'm saying? Whether you get the money from your job or you get the money from your business, boom, you go put that over to the side so you don't have to worry about that. So don't necessarily look at that as like a lane that you got to focus on. You don't have to focus too much on that. You got to be aware of it so you know how to move money, so you can keep money out in your personal and your business, so you can keep money from out of the bank and into your assets. So that way that money is always working. It's not just you getting and spending. That's whether you got a business. Because I know a lot of business owners who just get and spending, they always broke. And I'm not talking about spending stuff on stuff that they should be spending it on. I'm talking about they spending stuff on, they going broke on whatever.
Good.
Yeah,
looking
good, right?
Yeah.
Looking like they got money, right? Talking about some man, like you don't have no money at the end of the day. Like that money's not. You got to keep working for that, right? So when I talk about stuff like the crypto stuff and all that, and all the other investment stuff that I'm talking about, that's just stuff that you put your money to make that go to work. But you gotta focus on, all right, what skills do I have, and how can I monetize it? And shit, like it don't have to be nothing that you just gotta you gotta think about on your own. Like go look at how other people monetize drawing. Since I can draw, let me go look at how other people can monetize it. You can cook. You don't have to go be out here making plates if you don't want to. Shit, my man, Chef Josh, that was on the podcast. He didn't want to do, like, he got him and his people got a food truck. Yeah. He did a cookbook. He was like, man, I don't want. The reason why is because he's connected with a lot of like high level chefs, for real. And he noticed that they not out here selling plates and necessarily doing the restaurant thing and all that other stuff. You ain't got to do that. That's one lane that used to be the thing, but you don't have to do that no more, right? You could, like, my man just did, Chef, just real life, just did over 10 bands in a month on just off selling the ebook, right? And then he repurposed the same ebook into a physical copy, right? And all he's doing is just posting. All he did was just post him cooking the meals, or TikToks of him cooking the meals, and then linking my bio ebook, linking my bio.
Shout out to Chef Josh. Them Jones look good too.
Just like, we always talk about streams of income. You know what I'm saying? Look at yourself as a lake.
Yep.
A lake just sits there, but a lake streams off into a stream once you create that stream. So what's your slogan? Change your mind.
Oh yeah, look.
See which one?
See, I drew a blank. Like my job right now has been get work till it ain't no work. That's what I've been on. That's why I threw me off.
Right there, change your mind, change your life. And the other one, you got 2 t-shirts right there.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Which is something that, somebody can always buy a t-shirt. Even if they bought it once, get too small, or they,
and based off the value that you give, they're going to buy from you. That's the thing. You done been stopped by people
on the street.
You don't think they're gonna buy a t-shirt from you? They're gonna buy a t-shirt. They're gonna buy a t-shirt. Like I be telling people, yo, you can goddamn sell dildos if you want to. If you got a familiar face and you give value, you make people
and you know what you're selling, and you can expand upon those things. But I'm going to speak from this standpoint here.
You have mouse pads,
all types of stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to have them in your inventory. You can just have them. They just drop ship them. Boom. Just create a design.
It takes $6 a month to do a link tree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They could buy it right off IG. Everything,
shit, they free.
Yeah. The key is building the brand.
Yeah.
Which is
scaling up.
You're the brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you look at you're the lake. You created one stream. You got the t-shirts. You got the mouse pads. You got, you could do 5x6s if people wanted to put the plaques in their office. That's another stream. You know what I'm saying? So you create that, and those are residual. You know what I'm saying? They're never gonna, they're never gonna not exist.
So for me personally, I probably me and Tim talked about this before. I'm probably overcomplicated the situation.
Yeah,
Really.
that's not
But we talked about all the time how, in this sense, me and my brother the same, but he able to make it to the next step, which was you have all of these we consumers of information. And you consume all of this information, but you never do nothing with the information because you're too busy consuming all these course junkies and all that other stuff. Like I learned I was that a long time. Like I stopped right. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Like it's so many people and so many things that I stopped listening to and stopped looking into if I wasn't able to focus into one particular thing, because like I'm gonna keep getting it and I ain't gonna do nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, that all makes sense. But once again, to the question, like so there's somebody that's listening to this and they didn't heard 1,000 times to start an LLC, but they have no clue. They so they go start this LLC, but they can't think of nothing to do business wise, like just to create a t-shirt or nothing. Does it even make sense to create an LLC if you have nothing to do? You can't even think anything.
Get it done.
Do it anyway.
Just to get it done, to get it done. So you already have that there, because that's a step. It's like when they say in the book, Think and Grow Rich, burn the bridge, take the leap, burn the bridge. So once you get the notion to do it, go do it, and then figure out. One thing we say is we say shoot first, figure the rest out on the way. That's just what you do. So that way it kind of like, in a sense, it forces you to do sit down. It's like, all right, cool. Now, because now in the back of your head, you're like, all right, should I just spend this money on this? See these operating agreements, this bank account. I done went and got all these papers and everything like that. But shit, I ain't doing nothing with it. All right, come on, man. Let me go here. Hold on, babe. Hold on. Let me go sit down and figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Let me figure out something, right? All right, cool. Now at this point, if for real, your brand, like doing what you gifted to do for real, bro. Like, you know what you can do. The brand is
and you got the logo, the mic with the wings on.
I'll keep that in the pocket. You already know what that is.
You see what I'm saying? So build the brand, because the brand is going to open up doors for you. Because what's happening for my man right now is he's getting like brand deals and stuff like that. Like PR people been hitting him up, trying to help him out to get his brand out there. People have been trying to like link up with him. You know what I'm saying? And he may not necessarily be at the spot that person appears, but that person sees what he's doing though. They see the potential of what he's doing. So it's like, no matter where you are, like that's why I'm in love with this series that Pastor Michael Todd is doing right now. Here is Holy. Here is Holy, yo. Like that thing is giving me.
What's the name of it called?
It's called Here is Holy. That's the name.
Here is Holy.
Yeah. So the slogan of it, well, not the slogan of it, but one of the sayings that he's saying is God, here I am. Here I am. And because God is here, here is holy.
Is that the brother that put the spit on his brother's face?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's him.
But I want to speak. I want to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
On how you feeling, right? And so understand that comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes.
So you want to surround yourself with your own creations, so that you don't necessarily even have to compare, right? Because now when they say I'm in my own bag, you in your own bag, right? And don't ever think that stillness is not a gift. All right. This may be your period of stillness, because our minds are always running. Our minds are always thinking to work, do this. What can I do? Because that's just the society that we live in. But in order for you to grow something strong and that's going to be worth living, and that's going to grow big, sometimes it takes for you to chill out.
Back. That's
chill out.
That's the whole purpose of Here is Holy.
Chill out, pray, get back into connection with God, even if it's not in fellowship.
Because that's the next question.
We used to go jogging all the time. Sometimes you may have to go jogging by yourself, or hey, I go jogging with you. It's nothing. That stuff there. This may be your time to let me chill, because you've been at it, brother. You've been at it since we left high school, man. I'm talking about from chef to all of that stuff, man. So this may be your opportunity to really get back into your bag of Miguel. You know what I'm saying? Versus my bag of let me create and put out there.
Figure it out.
You're getting ready to be ready.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. And I will say this. Y'all check out the At Odds podcast on TUL. Always at odds. I produced that on Thursday, right? They had a young lady come on Thursday, and she talked about, okay, you got a lot of people who develop these LLCs and corps, right? But it's not working for them because one, when they set it up, it was wrong, and how they set up the business structure was completely wrong.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it takes a person to go and get some counsel. Like you got men that will pay $20 a month for OnlyFans to see virtual pussy, but won't spend the $20 a month to really go get some real knowledge, something that can sow into. So finding that outlet, that person to go talk to who may have already
your
been
heart
in,
is your treasure line.
that may be in that space to counsel you. That's a great place to be. You're actually in a good space right now, and that space is okay. There is no pressure. Why? Because I don't feel like doing anything right now, but being Miguel.
Yeah.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
took that. This is the time. I took this time before I came up during the fast.
Mhm.
The whole month of pretty much the whole month of January, from the 10th to the 20th to the 31st. I stayed still the whole time. I traded, of course, because that's just on autopilot. I'm at a place where I can just do that now. A place of stillness for me is not like I'm not thinking about the next thing, thinking about the next thing, thinking about the next thing. Right. This was with Transformation Church, but that was my point of stillness, where I could literally sit down and get with God and go through and what I did during the fast was I prayed and I fasted for clarity, for how to be a better husband, how to lead my family, what you want me to do with all this, because I have loads of money that's literally on its way as we speak. And I'm asking God, like, I know what I can do with it. I can put together a money play like that. I can put it together. Like I'm not that good at I flunked art, but I can. My art is through putting money together. I can structure something together. But what you want me to do with it? And I literally sat still for the month of January. Shoot, I'm still kind of like in a place of stillness. But what happened was, right after the fast, I picked up another stream of income. I don't know, it just came to me. A whole two other opportunities came to me that will also bring in another influx of money. The team that I put together came to me, right? So, and right now as we speak, like things are still unfolding. Like that, even with being a better leader to my wife, like I knew that one thing that I got, for being a better leader to my family was that, if I try to lead them based off of my wits and my knowledge, it's not going to work, right? And so I knew that I had to lean on God in that situation, because it's not that we the leaders, like we just got to be. I knew that I would be able to lead her, because she'll be led by God. And actually, this past week, I caught a revelation, because I had a real rough test. These past 2 weeks, I've been getting tested right after the fast. My mother had to and I was exhausted, yo. I was exhausted, right? I'm getting blessings, but at the same time, I'm getting tested, and these tests don't make no freaking sense at all. But it showed me a situation came up to where it allowed me to minister to my wife to the point where it had her in tears. That's never happened before, right? And I didn't see this coming. I just knew what I prayed for, and I knew that I was going through the situation. And through the situation, this is why I posted the video this week. When you gotta love God throughout the process, right? And you gotta love right here where you are. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're in the thick of it, even when it all hurts, even when it all sucks, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta love God through the process, because God is the only one that can pretty much bring you out, right? Because if you try to do it on your own, you're gonna for sure tap out, right? But in that moment, after I spoke to my wife, my eyes opened to what God was actually doing. I was like, oh man, God, throughout this test right now, you actually showing me, you actually making me do, you actually giving me the space to do what I asked you, you giving me the ability that I asked you for, You know what I'm saying? So to what Frank said, you know what I'm saying? Like it might be your time to fast whatever you need to fast, right? Or take that hour that you need to take. And it may not be anything that you need to do, right? You know the gifts and talents that you have, but God might expose something completely different, right? He might put you in he might put you in a situation that might change the whole trajectory of anything that you ever thought that you was going to do, right? Just from taking that time to dedicate it to him. Whatever you got, my plans, all right, cool. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me know. Shoot, my life, my gym, whatever it is. All right, here, you take it. That's all I've been doing. I've been in the space of, that's how I've been getting blessings. I literally been, stop trying to do this shit on my own.
That's right, man. Team.
Give it to God, yo, and he gonna direct, he gonna change. Just like how I say, if you think about this, you know, people, places, and things are gonna change and conform to the things that you put in your mind. Give it to God. And God is going to change everything that he needs to change for you and put it in space so that you can get what you need so that you can execute whatever you need to execute.
Focus on your focus. I call focus feeding on consistent uplifting supply.
Feeding on uplifting.
Feeding
Y'all drop a gem, you know, I'm tweeting
uplifting
Supply. My guy.
You know, tweeting
My guy. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But like you said, dropping all those videos and doing all that stuff, you know, it's tough to do it by yourself.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid to scale your business.
Yeah.
Like we can't stay where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
You just, if you want growth in any form, you have to scale that thing up. That means you may have to go and sub some workout.
Yeah.
That means you may have to go and ask a couple people and to do a couple things and take that stuff off of your plate.
Employ them girls.
So that you can then now focus on the craft at hand, on moving the business up.
And another thing, right? One thing that one hack for like content, because that's what you do, you make content. Take a day, like when you are, take a day, set out a couple of hours and go record all the content. Switch that t-shirt, record that video, switch the t-shirt, record the video, do that so that way you can post it whenever, so that way you're not feeling burnt out before you get the team, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want you to get in a space where you're waiting on a team to happen, like, oh shit, I know I got paid this person, you know what I'm saying? Nah, like it's always ways around everything, you know what I'm saying? This is even something that I'm still dealing with, because I don't post content like that because I just like moving money, but I know to grow my actual brand and my business, I'm gonna have to do that, because I struggle with content, you know what I'm saying? I be procrastinating, I be having like the block, you know what I'm saying, the block where I just don't know what I want to post, like, damn, what should I post, you know what I'm saying? Or I get an idea that I can do and I'm like, man, how should I do that? I get to overthinking, right? So I know that one thing I got to do is I got to just take the time as I'm doing it, like just start like saving audios and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Just doing little, like those little hacks that people be using, like follow people that post content.
Listen, Gary Vee, and you probably heard this too. He said it like, it's not, don't look at it as content, but document.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
In every video or whatever, just record yourself, whatever. Even if you just in thoughts. So that's what I started doing with the little fitness TikTok jump that we did. Tim, real quick, back to, as you know, Tim right now is heavy on if you follow Tim, you'll see how his language is switched to where God is first and all of that, right? So Tim, with that, did you get back to that when you decided, at what point did you know like something has to change, right? Because I like, for example, for me, I knew that when I got fired because of I didn't get fired because of my DUI. I did get let go from the job, but it wasn't because of the DUI, but the DUI changed the course of my life, because now with this thing, I'm in this space where I can't, it's a lot of opportunities I can't get just because now I have a background. Right. So I was like, something has to change. I knew that's where it changed my mind, changed. Like, well, I had to change with me. So in the gym, instead of working out to music and whatever else, I switched it to these different sermons or speakers and things like that. Right. So I knew something had to change, and that's when stuff did start changing. So at what point did you know that I need to do something different? And the only thing that I can think to do different is to get back connected with God.
I noticed that I started when it was like I can't call it a hamster wheel, because I've always been moving, I've always been progressing, but mentally and spiritually, I kind of felt like I was in like doing like the hamster wheel type of thing. Uh, uh, um, and I noticed that I was thinking too much. I was thinking too much, and from me thinking too much, it started to stress me out. The stress that I had in 2019, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going through that again. So, if I don't know anything, and then once again, big shout out to Transformation Church and Pastor Michael Todd. Doing the Crazy Faith series. That's when it really like it really he during the time that was all happening, he started I started getting exposed to um you know I started realizing that the flaw in the whole new age movement with with everybody talking about the laws of attraction and all this other stuff, and it's still great and it's very very real. uh but I started seeing how people only give credit to that, right? Like people only praise they talk about the universe as if it's God, limiting God, right? And I know that, what I'm saying, what happened, the pattern when you try to limit God is that God shows you that he's there whether you like it or not, right? So I just kind of started seeing that happen. I started seeing where I was wrong at, and I noticed that I was stressing out because I was trying to think my way to success, right? So I knew that at that point when I at that point, it was actually during the sermon, but at that point I knew that I was trying to lift the weight on my own. So I figured that, what I'm saying, if I'm going to do anything, let me go ahead and give it to God. And like I said, I give it to Michael Todd, Pastor Michael Todd, because he actually shows you in real time how to follow God. He shows you in real time, not like, oh, I show up and I'm perfect. I'm the perfect pastor, and I got all this going on behind the scenes. Whatever he's going through, whatever struggles that he's got going on, whatever he says that he said, or whatever, he'll show you proof. Like with the spit hit the fan, right? During that sermon, he declared that this was the year of intentional limitations. During that sermon, this is the year of intentional limitations. So you're not going to be able to get that house that you want. You're not going to be able to you may not be able to take that opportunity that shows up. You may not be able to get everything exactly that you want right now, because this is the year that you might have to be still, right? This is the year that you might have to dedicate everything to God. You might have to get back close with him. And then right after that, that's when he calls it the spit hit the fan. And everybody was, he says, people went from wanting to be him at one week, and then the next week nobody wanted to be seen with him, right? So the church lost a lot of followers and everything like that. And then in real time, you saw him live out what he said. You saw him live out the walk as a Christian. You saw him be vulnerable enough to say, what I'm saying, like I'm pissed at all of y'all, what I'm saying, da 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 da. Y'all didn't know me, but y'all judged me based off of one clip, what I'm saying. But so how people was talking all types of stuff about his family. He was like, man, shit, I can show you what you can do with some spit, what I'm saying. Like that's what he really felt. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, he showed and talked about how he still gave it to God, even though his flesh wanted to do something else, right? So just from me seeing that, that showed me that just him doing that, I saw how I wanted to be led by that, and I automatically knew that this would be the answer to all my problems, right? So if I want to lead my family, I want to lead my wife, I want to know what to do with my business, I want to get the blessings that I want, all this other stuff, right? I know that I have to give it to God, and if he's doing it for this man right here in real time, I know he'll do it for me, right? Because I know if I want to be led by that, I know she's going to be want to be led by that. I know that my son is going to he's gonna gravitate to that, right? Because I just want to be that dad that them dads that like everybody loves, what I'm saying, like that dad that the family just like hold down no matter what. I want to be that dad. I want to be that guy. So I just knew that doing things the way that I was doing it, I would lose my family. I would probably lose my business, because when my family ain't straight, my business ain't straight. I don't operate the same. So I just knew that, if I wanted to do it, if I wanted what I wanted, I'm gonna have to give it to God first.
Focus on your focus. Like a lot of times we you know, we think greatness just shows up, you know, especially this younger generation.
Yeah.
Greatness is rehearsed. You know, it's what you do every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, from working out, the things that you hold yourself, you know, discipline is holding your own self accountable.
Mhm.
You know, and my mind shift changed when I looked at, like, I would say the last 3 months I've been sober. What I've been sober from is the addiction of procrastination. That's how I looked at procrastination, like it was an addiction.
Yeah.
It could be addictive.
It can
You
be.
know,
It is.
wasting time doing this or putting things off. You're an addict at that point because you make excuses to procrastinate. You know, well, I'm not ready to do it because I'm not, you know, I'm not, it's just not the right time, or I don't feel like it, or, you know, all those. Now you're an addict and you're addicted to that drug, procrastination, and you never get to that goal because you're being consumed by that drug. So what started my sobriety to focus was like being intentional about everything that I was putting into my system. You know, I'm not putting nothing into my system that's wasting my time. You know, if it's, you know, taking my focus off of where I need to be, nah, that's a drug. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? So the more, like I said, the more you focus on your focus and be disciplined about it, each step, you know what I'm saying, it's like, okay, I'm a step closer. And once you, even if it's, you can know all the talents that you have. Every day I have a daily list, even if I'm going to the dry cleaners, even if it's to make a phone call, even if it's to reply to a group text. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I noticed dudes going to the gym, they used to write down their workouts. I would see the difference in their workouts than somebody who's just going from machine to machine, willy-nilly it, you know. Like I said, they
had a plan.
Yeah.
There was a plan. What Shane is also talking about is something called models of possibility. And models of possibility are, like I said earlier, don't want to compare, but observe, right? And then you want to observe with an objective mind. What can I learn? And so by you finding these models of possibilities, like if you go into the gym and you say, okay, bet that brother right there got a body that I admire. I want to have a chest like that, a stomach like that. That's a model of possibility. You go and you surround yourself with that brother. You go ask him questions. You find out what's working for him. You take the meat and then throw away the bones. That's one of my favorite things. Like I never mind listening to, like, so I'm a little different than you are. You say, well, you have to shut yourself out. You can't keep taking in knowledge. Well, me, I can take in the different perspectives. You know, I love different perspectives. I could totally disagree with them, but you know, many writers will write books based off contrasting another person's perspective.
True, yeah.
Sells millions of books, thousands of books. You know what I'm saying? Just by listening to another person's thought process. Well, I don't agree with him. Well, people say, well, that's evil. Okay, so what?
So
Let me hear what he got to say.
Yeah.
Let me hear what, because it may work for me. So that's something that I like doing, just looking at the models of possibility and not staying stuck where I'm at, but then surrounding myself with where I want to be.
Yeah. And you know, to what Shane was saying, how he was talking about how he plans everything out, he's intentional with his time. I got to go back to here is holy, right? Because one thing is that, you know, a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people think greatness just comes overnight. Everybody's been focused on there. That's the issue. Everybody's focused on there. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there. And what happens is when you focus on there so much, you miss what's happening right here. You know, you miss what builds you right here. You miss the little nuances that make you who you are there. It's like for me, right? When I'm training my people in martial arts, right? And they see some of the stuff that I do and how easy I'm doing. Even when I'm cold, I ain't stretched. I'm getting older now. In the martial arts years, I'm old. You
Okay, I'm about to say 25 here.
Martial arts years, I'm old. My knee clicking right now. But I can do a lot of things. I can do some stuff that people will be like, "Damn, you did that cool. You ain't stretching." Yeah, I can do that. But or if I'm lining somebody up and they might see me pick a weakness out and do a move to get them out the way real fast, they're like, "Man, how did you do that?" Well, it's because of where I came from. I was where you are. So I was where you are at one point. And when I was training at that point, I focused on where I was at, because I get a lot of students that they want to get the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. I'm like, yo, you want to get this, but this right here is probably the most deadliest thing that you can understand. The problem is that you haven't studied it enough to really understand what you can really do with this.
Okay.
Right. So because a lot of the times when we sparring or when we doing like any self-defense type of things or whatever the case may be, I'm not doing all the fancy stuff. I'm doing simple stuff to get people out of the way. I might do a little knock your knee somewhere. I might do a little something simple, right? I'm not doing no crazy I ain't doing all of that, right? But it's because I have an understanding, and when I was training, I was focused on here. I asked them, I say, what's there? I say, they say black belt, right? So they know what the end goal is, right? But where are you now, right? What are we doing now? So what do we train like we're doing, right? What do we train like? I say, what are we training for? They say black belt. What are we training for? They say black belt. And the purpose behind that is every time that you come in, you put maximum effort on the floor. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care if you had a long day at work or school, whatever the case may be. When you come in here, you put it all on the floor, because the more that you do that, the better that you'll be on the back end. Because I did that every time I went into class, I went without effort. I can do what they do without effort, stretching, or anything like that with no problem, right? But they might have to do a little bit extra. Why? Because when I was at that level, I put everything right there where I was.
And that's what life is like. Life is going to hit you when you're tired from school, when you're tired from work. And so it's those moments that you really got to make sure that you're working hard. So when life does hit you, you already planning for it. You know, you're already in motion.
I know Miguel about to close us out.
You know,
A question I want you to ask yourself: are cross-eyed and cockeyed people better at crossword puzzles?
Oh shit!
Just think about it.
You want me to answer that? That's not one of them answer the questions,
Just
right?
something to think about. Cross-eyed
This is why
and cockeyed people better at crossword.
we have him on the show. Okay,
11 down is.
Frank didn't even know what to do with that.
Look at the people.
That's the title right there. Put the title of that right there. People ain't gonna know where this is going. Look. Look, okay. This was a great episode, fellas. Like, me personally, I needed this, right? But see, because a lot of the things that these guys are saying up here is I know at times 10. But sometimes to anybody that's like me that understands purpose and your gifts, understands, the different things you could be doing, but you just got in a stuck place. First, understand one thing: the still place is a great place. I call it the Job experience.
Yes.
Remember, Job lost everything. But in the midst of losing everything, even with his wife and friends telling him, man, just curse God, die. He's like, no way. I'm still going to thank my God and praise my God and all that. And that's everything that's been said here. There's nothing wrong with being in a still place. You might think it because we so used to going a mile a minute and everything, but that's one of the best places you can be. So what they just did for me was help me focus in that particular area right there and what I need to be doing right now. Because I could literally think in my day, like, what time I can be given here. Where I might be just wasting time on some BS, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it and I see it and I already know what I'm after this, I know what I'm gonna do with it. So I wanted the people to hear this, because there's people out there that's in this position, that's in the stuck phase, or just not know what the next move is, or what do I do here and what do I do there. These was just a couple of things that you can do and where you can start to start moving and progressing in the right direction. You see what I'm saying? So don't be scared of being in a quiet, in a still place. It's a great place to be in. You know what I'm saying? I've been dropping a lot of things in terms of your focus and things like that. Like I said, ain't none of this stuff new to me, but what they help me do is help me organize my thoughts. And just sitting here, I know what my next moves are going to be. I know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do this tomorrow, what I'm gonna do, what time I'm giving to God, because that was another thing. Like, getting back with God. That's been my biggest thing right now. And the crazy thing is getting back with God. Some people might look at it as, oh, you just stepped all the way where you always. Nah, that ain't. I'm always in God's face. I'm always praying prayers, and my prayers aren't, Lord, my prayers are conversations to God. You know what I'm saying? So right here, right now, sometimes you say that, you know, when we asking God for things, we not asking God the right things. And it was simple as the prayers that I've been answered right here, right now. All my questions got answered. You know what I'm saying? At least if, like we say, we just touching the tip of it, I got enough to fuel the fire and go which way I need to go. So I hope that this episode does that for you guys. And I've been tweeting some of these little juicy sayings throughout the day just so we could go back and remember, so we could use them for content later on and post them up throughout the week as we shoot this thing out. So I hope everybody, if you was watching live, hope y'all appreciated this because we just kicked it, kept it down to earth for y'all today. And you know, the live is up now. When we posting up, Frank.
You'll see it again next week, and then we'll be live again the week after that.
The audio will be out this week.
Tuesday.
Audio for this will be actually up on the Root Cause podcast this Tuesday. Go listen to it. I'm actually gonna go back and listen to this one. I don't never listen to it. Not saying it, I just not saying that we bad or nothing. It's just from the time that I started creating content, I don't go back and I just don't go back and listen to it. And I found out that a lot of people do that. And the only time that I listen to it is when I know it was that good, or if just so that we can be, you know, I can give us tips on us getting better. So look, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to everybody.
Go get the book, Calculated with Love. We actually speak on a couple of those things in the book. Y'all now listening to the Root Cause podcast, where we barely touched the tip of this conversation. We are 4 men here who are always growing, always changing, and we're doing it right here in front of y'all face.
And if you're cross-eyed or cockeyed, let us know if you're good at work. We would like to know.
Leave it in the chat.
Leave it in the chat.
Like,
please leave it in the chat.
Yeah. FTP Mike's down.
We out, man. Oh my God.